Welcome back to video editing with Davinci Resolve from beginner to advanced. This is the part 3. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go and take a look at it. We have covered the media page, cut page in the first video. Then we went to the timeline inspector, some basic editing tools. Now we will continue from that. We will start by looking at some couple of options that we have in the inspector, and then we will move on to transitions and video effects. So as you can see in my screen, in the video effects section, we do have some options like stabilization, composite, and so on. So I'll give you a quick explanation of what those are. So composite is basically used to choose between a few composite modes. For example, we do have an option like darken. Darken is actually used to keep the darker parts of the video and remove the light part of the video. Whereas add would keep all the light part of the video. So feel free to play around with these options and see what it does to the video. And there's opacity. Opacity can be used to reduce or increase the transparency of the video or the image. So in order to give you a quick example, I'll drag this video clip on top of the image. I'm going to unlink the video and audio part and delete the audio. And then I'm going to reduce the opacity of this video. So now you can see the image through the video. So that is what opacity does. Now you can check out the other options as well, and there is something called as stabilization. So stabilization is used to stabilize shaky footages. Let's say you record a shaky footage by using your camera and you want to stabilize it. Make sure that the shakiness is reduced a little bit. It can be done by using the stabilize option. All you have to do is click on the clip that you have to stabilize and simply click stabilize. So in this footage we don't need any stabilization because it's already stable, but if you have a shaky footage, you can just select it and click it on stabilize mode and keep the defaults, which will give you the best results according to me. And this stabilization is being done by cropping out the ends so that you'll get a better stabilized view, and it does a really good stabilization, the AI. Now in the audio part, you can play around with options like pan and pitch, which reduces the tone of the video, but here we have a Now we are moving on to a different segment. What we will be working on is transitions. So let's say we are transitioning from the image to this video, right? So as you can see, when I play the video on the timeline, it is doing a random transition. But when we are recording videos, when you have different clips which are cut, if you want to have a little more smooth transition from one video to the other, we should probably add a transition. And how do we do that? So let's click on the image or the video, after which we have to get the transition. And you can see on the left hand side we do have a few options. I'm going to turn off the media pool and come to the effects tab. Now we have an option here on the left hand side called video transitions, audio transition, tiles, generate, and effects. So I'm gonna click video transitions, where we can get abundance of video transitions over here. All of the transitions that you can see over here are free. You can just drag over the transition to see what it does to the video, how it changes. So let's keep it over here and show how the transition works. So one that is very popular among creators is cross dissolve. Now if you want to apply the transition, you can drag it from the effects menu to the video, and now that I have put my transition over here, you can simply play the video and see how it looks like. There's a small delay, but in the render it will actually look good. So another transition that is popular is the smooth cut, which is something that I have used in my videos as well. Now we can also apply the transition in the cut page. If you want to make any of your transition as a default transition, then you can double click it. And now I have clicked smooth cut as my default transition, and if you want, you can go back to the cut page, and in the cut page you can bring it to where you have to apply the transition, and the default transition that you have selected in the edit page would appear here as your default transition. Bring your playhead to where the cut is and simply apply the transition, and that should do the job. Now if I play the video, you can see how the transition looks like. There's a small delay, that's why you're not able to properly see. Also, one thing to note is that if you can click the transition over here, you can zoom it in and click the transition over here, then you can see the properties of the transition in the inspector. You can change the transition over here, make any changes, the duration of the transition, alignment, a mode, and so on. Now we are moving on to the different video effects that we can apply to the video. Let's select a video clip or the audio clip. So I'm gonna choose this video for now. Now go to Effects tab, select Effects from Toolbox drop down, and you can select one of the effects that you want to apply. Some of the effects are premium, so you cannot really use them unless you have the studio version, but some of them are free. For example, let's take the video camera one. So I can drag it to this video clip. Now when I play the video clip, you can see the difference. It looks like, you know, it's as if it's being recorded in a video camera. Let's select what DSLR will do and play it and see that it is a different transition. Now you can play around with the rest of the video effects, see what it does to the video, and choose whatever is appropriate for you. So there are some really good effects in OpenFX. Go to OpenFX and select filters, and you can see a lot of effects that Resolve already has. Some of them are premium, some of them are free. You can apply it and see which is premium and which is not premium. All of them where you get a watermark like what I have right now are premium. Otherwise you can use it for free. For example, box blur is something that you can use for free. As you have it in the video, we can play around with the audio effects as well. So we do have Fairlight effects and AU effects. So we have delay effect, distortion, echo, and so on. All you have to do is exactly the same thing. You don't really have to unlink the clips. You can just take one and drag it onto the audio clip that you wish to apply it to. It'll allow you to see the options of the effect that you want to apply. You can play around with the settings and see. The filter, you can initially keep it at default and see what it does to your audio, and if you want to change it, play around. This delay effect options will actually let you select how much delay it has to take. It is in milliseconds. Now one common tool a lot of creators use is the adjustment clip. So if you want to find the adjustment clip, go to effects, and you can see there's something called as an adjustment clip over here. So I'll show you why it is used. Let's reduce the zoom a little bit. Okay, here. Now I'm going to drag the adjustment clip over here. I'm going to drag it to the beginning and put it on top of two of these clips. Initially we have an image, then we have a video. So it is spanning across the time duration of the image as well as the video. Now what adjustment clip essentially does is that whatever properties that we apply to the adjustment clip, it will reflect on whatever we have underneath the adjustment clip. So if we apply any specific effect on adjustment clip, it will reflect on both the image as well as the video over here. So let's try it and see. Not yet. Okay, we have binocular effect. Yeah, okay, so let's put binocular into the adjustment clip. Now we have applied the video camera effect over two of the clips, and if we can simply play, then you can see that the effect spans over the adjustment clip.